top of the morning, and it is a beaut.
And the hope of the Irish as the future champion of the world.
A podcast is kind of like it's like a radio show that's not on the radio.
Welcome to the Barry J. McDonald podcast. The place where dreams get dusted off and acted on. Because life is too short. We're living on a rock that's flying through space, and hey, what the hell else were you going to do with yourself here?
Hi, this is Barry here, and today I want to talk about something that I still suffer from, and something that could be holding you back right now. Now, what is it? It's doubt. At the moment, as I'm recording this podcast episode, I still have a nagging feeling at the back of my mind, doubting myself, telling me, Barry, who do you think you are to record a podcast? Now, maybe that's what's holding you back right now. Maybe you are thinking to yourself, well, who do I think I am to write a fiction book? Or who do I think I am to record a podcast? Or who do I think I am to coach somebody, to train somebody, to, let on that I'm an expert? And because of that now, you are filled with doubt, and maybe that doubt has strangled you right now. It's held you in place because you're thinking to yourself, well, other people can do this, but I can't do this. Now, when I look back at my kind of online journey to where I am right now, every moment was filled with doubt. When I wrote my first fiction book, I thought I should be the last person that should ever write a fiction book. When I recorded my very first podcast episode, I said to myself, this is too easy. Somebody should take this phone off me and not allow me to record this podcast. And again, too, when I was coaching people, when somebody handed me over, a couple of $100 for, coaching them for a month, I did kind of question myself or question their sanity, saying, are they really right in the head giving me money for coaching them? But I found that, that doubt is always going to be there. It's always going to be in the shadows. It's always going to be walking along beside you, no matter what you do, and especially if you do something you've never done before. Especially if you are going to get out of your comfort zone, you are going to be racked with doubt. Now, because you have doubt, that doesn't mean that you can't write a book. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't have a podcast. That doesn't mean that you can't create a business. That just means you doubt yourself. But as I seen one time in the Batman cartoon, just because you're afraid, it doesn't mean you can't act. So right now, if you are racked with doubt, it's probably because you just see yourself as you. You're looking at that face in the morning in the mirror, and you're saying to yourself, who do I think that I am to entertain anyone, to coach anyone, to make a difference in the world? Who do I think I am to do that? But I'm here to tell you that all the doubts that you have are only in your head, and that when you actually start putting content out there, people will look at you in a different way. They're not going to look at you from your kind of feelings of being inadequate or not being talented or whatever. They're only going to see you on the outside. They are going to see the exterior of you. Those people are going to see you as the fiction writer. Those people are going to see you as the podcaster. They're going to see you as the business owner. They're going to see you as the coach. They're going to see you the exterior of you. They're not going to see the doubts that you have, and a lot of those people will look up to you and be amazed by some of the things you do. When I look back at when I started off in my fiction writing, it always amazed me. It still amazes me, in fact, to tell you the truth, that I still get people who leave me great reviews on my books, because at the time, I didn't think I could write fiction. I didn't think I should be allowed anywhere near the keyboard. And as for Amazon sending me any money for any books I've sold, I used to feel that they would just ring me up and say, oh, by the way, we made a mistake. That royalties check we'd sent you, I'm sorry, but you don't deserve it. Would you just mind sending it back to us, please? So even right now, as I'm recording this podcast, I still have my doubts. I still say to myself, something, Barry, you've got this far, maybe it's time to pack it up because you shouldn't be here doing this. So right now I still have those doubts, but I know that, the reason it's there, I don't know, maybe it's got to do with self-esteem in all of us, I don't know, or if it's because maybe we're doing something we've never done before, and that part of our brain is kind of searching back through past memories or some moments when we've done that thing before, and when that little search engine comes back with 0 results for writing a book or doing a podcast or whatever, because we have no memory or experience of doing it in the past, our little brain says to us, well, you haven't done it in the past, I don't think you'll be be able to do it in the future, and that's why we're filled with doubts, because we don't have any experience of doing that thing. But that doesn't mean that you can't do that thing. So if you are, racked with doubt right now, if maybe that's what's holding you back, I'm here to tell you that it is something you will never shake off. You may get a little bit of confidence in yourself. You may say to yourself, well, I'm not a bad podcaster, or I'm not a bad writer. I'm not doing too bad with this online business. I am making a little bit of money, but there will always be a part of you that doubts yourself. And I think having doubt is a good thing. I think having doubt it's a sign that you will never get too full of yourself, that you'll always feel that, that you can be doing a little bit more, or that you can improve, or that, there are some skills that can be worked on. I would rather work with someone who was racked with doubt, someone who didn't believe in themselves, rather than somebody who was cocky, who was full of themselves and thought they knew it all, because those people are going to be the people who are probably going to half do the work, or just kind of, phone it in and not give their best performance, or not give their best effort to whatever they're doing. I would rather work with someone who doubts themselves, because they're always going to try to strive to do it better. They're always going to try and create something that is going to be as near perfection as they can. They're going to try to kind of maybe, make their work so good that it can't be, criticised or whatever, because they are racked with doubt. I would sooner work with someone who is filled with doubt rather than someone who is a little bit cocky right now. So just because you're scared, as Batman says, it doesn't mean you can't take action. Just because you have doubts about yourself, it doesn't mean right now that you can't turn on your laptop, write a blog post, do a Kindle book, do a podcast episode or whatever. You can do it with the doubt writing beside you. So do it with a doubt, but I'm here to tell you, unfortunately, it's something you're never going to shake off, but do it anyway. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Before you go, Barry wants to show you how you can use the power of stories to sell more of your products and services. He says that if you head on over to the rightcome.com website now, he'll show everything you need to do. Have a great day, and thanks for dropping by.